This video is going to show you 3 ways to come up with endless creative ideas. The reason why you want endless creative ideas is because this is going to lead you to live a life of fulfillment and purpose. When you lead your life with creative ideas and by creating things, you're living in creation essentially, and that's what life's all about. The highest form of creation in life is reproduction, which is obviously creating a new life. But another form of creation is just creating things in the world. Like, we create every day. Cities were created, weapons were created to help us survive. We created vehicles to transport around the world, which can take us from one side of the world to another. Like, we create all these amazing things. Everything starts from a source, and everything that was created in this world started from something. Like, a tree started from a sapling, a plant started from a seed. Everything starts from a source, a table starts from a piece of wood. Aeroplane starts from a piece of metal that was extracted from a cave, perhaps. So everything in life is just creating, and when we create, we are filled with purpose and fulfillment, and we're able to find our life purpose, because creating brings value into the human community and to humans in general. And that's what life's all about: solving other humans' problems and helping our species and race thrive, because that's something that is going to give you fulfillment endlessly. It's not about what you do, but it's about the problems you solve. So creative ideas are always things that help solve problems. So this is 3 ways to come up with endless creative ideas. Let's get into it. So number 1 is to explore something completely outside of your interests and then apply that to your interests. So what do I mean by this? What I mean is, let's say you're into rap music, for example. Go to an orchestra and listen to a choir, or listen to some classical music, or go to like a rock event, and you're going to get so many different creative ideas from this, because it's a completely new experience, and new experiences bring out new ideas, and new ideas bring about new actions, and new actions bring about a new reality for yourself. So that's how you have to be approaching these types of situations. So let's say, for example, if you're really into running, for example, try swimming, and you're gonna see a new perspective on fitness. And this just goes for anything in life. Like, try new things. If you're from a certain area, like let's say you're from the city in London, try coming to an island such as Bali or the Caribbean and living there for a while, and you're gonna be like just sparked with so many new creative ideas. And this is something that only comes when you experience it. Yeah, you can think about it and think, oh yeah, of course that's going to bring creative ideas, but I can just imagine myself in that situation. No, you have to put yourself into that situation, because you don't realize until you've experienced it. Like, for example, I always dreamed about coming to Southeast Asia and living here, but then I came to Thailand, I didn't quite enjoy it. And then I came to Bali, which is actually the place that I thought was actually full of tourists and dirty, and all the stuff on TikTok had been throwing me off of it. But actually, I really connected with it, and so many new creative ideas have been coming from this. The reason why I'm shooting this video in the first place has came from me coming to Bali and reconnecting with nature. So you never know the path it's going to lead you down, and never think you know it all, because you never know it all. Number 2, consume with intention. And what I mean by this is, when you're consuming things, because we consume things every single day, we're constantly consuming these days. We're consuming content online, we're consuming music in our spare time. When we're doing something like cleaning up the house, we're listening to music, consuming music. We've literally got people's voices going into our ears. We consume food every day, different types of food. We consume energy, by doing certain tasks. So it's okay, consuming is a part of life, but realize you've only got a certain amount of energy per day. Like, view it as like a video game bar of energy, and for every task you do in the day, let's say you're cleaning up, that's gonna deplete some of your energy. Let's say you're consuming content, that's taking away from your energy. Let's say you're listening to some music with words that put you in a certain emotional state, that refer back to a heartbreak, that reminds you of when your ex-girlfriend broke your heart, and all of a sudden you're going back through that memory and letting your energy be consumed by that a little bit. All these things consume your energy, and things that bring your energy back are things like sleeping, things like consuming healthy foods like fruits, natural foods occurring from the earth. So understand the activities that are gonna bring your energy back and the activities that are going to deplete your energy, because when you are depleted in energy and when you are constantly doing things that are taken away from your energy, you're not going to have any energy in your brain to actually think about new ideas and new creations. And new creations are things that bring about a new reality for yourself. It's ultimately what keeps us glowing and happy to attack the day, you know, and happy to be alive. Because when you create new ideas, you bring this spark into your brain, and it brings that kid-like enjoyment and that kid-like excitement back into your life. You know, you're happy to live through life like a kid again, from a kid's perspective, because a kid just lives life without worrying. They're just focused on having fun and creating cool shit, to be honest. Like, as a kid, I indulged in so many creative passions, creating art, creating like paper mache and stuff like that, you know. But also just in sports, that's creating in itself, you know. I'm creating an experience out of the sports that I'm playing. So I was just running about, seeing what I could see in the world, you know, in the park. Like, I would just run about and I'll spot a ladybug, and it's like so fascinating for me. That's creating in itself, because you're creating new experiences for yourself. So consume with attention. Back to that point, what that means is anytime you go into something that's a consuming activity, which is basically every activity you do in life. Like, if you're listening to music, go into it listening with the intention of getting something out of it for yourself. Or if you're watching a Netflix series, go into it with the intention of getting something out of it for yourself, instead of just consuming it blindly, because then that's just going to suck away all your energy. So let's say next time you watch a movie, go into it thinking about, okay, how can I possibly take inspiration from the script writing in this movie to add to my, for example, I'd say to add to my next YouTube video, to script it in a certain way, or the videography. How can I take inspiration from that? Or just the story in general. How, when after you watch the movie, reflect on it. How does that impact your experiences on life? And how can you use that experience that you just gained from watching that movie to change your perspective on reality, and to just piece it together in your life, connecting the dots, right? That's how you're going to bring about new ideas into your life. And that's how ultimately you get out of this point that you're at in life where you're feeling stuck and you're feeling lost. You need new ideas to stop feeling lost. Okay? Cool. Number 3, to come up with new ideas, solve your own problems. Okay, at first it's probably hard to think about what your problems are in the first place, because everyone says, yeah, solve your problems, that's how you create a business, or, you know, start by solving problems rather than creating the product. But you need to understand what your problems are in the first place. So the way I find out what my problems are is I look at my younger self. What are the struggles that my younger self went through that's no longer a struggle to me now, and that I have the solutions to, right? That's how you find out where your purpose lies. So for example, I'd say a struggle I went through when I was younger was not understanding nutrition properly. I didn't understand the difference between necessarily proteins and carbohydrates. Well, I did understand it, but I didn't understand actual good proteins and carbohydrates, and the difference between a packet food versus an actual natural food that comes from the earth. Like, now I understand that an egg, the protein in an egg is much more valuable than the protein in a frozen, ready-made chicken katsu. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand the perspective of the ingredients going into those things are actually damaging my body elsewhere. And actually, if I narrow it down to just using simpler ingredients, I'm gaining a lot more nutrition from that. And this is knowledge that I could honestly pass down to people and help them solve that problem. Another problem that I realize I'm helping to solve is just my perspective on reality in general. I changed that. It used to be a problem for me because I wasn't happy. I was constantly chasing money, and I was constantly, I convinced myself that what I was passionate about was money, when in reality, that was not my passion. You can't be passionate about money. That's not a passion. So I was just going into things and using that as a driving force to get into things. And that's why I wasn't feeling fulfilled. You know, I was trading Forex, I was trading crypto, NFTs. Yeah, I was into it at the time, and I used that as a driving force to be motivated to follow these things. But in truth, those were not my passions. You know, if you ask me what my passion was, I would say, oh yeah, Forex trading, oh yeah, trading NFTs. But that's not a true passion. The only reason I was saying that is because of I was chasing the money. And you can't just be passionate about money. Like, break down the question. What are you passionate about? It needs to be something that provides actual value to the world. Me just watching a chart and pressing buy and sell, that's not providing value to the world. And that's why I didn't connect with that. And that's why I dived deeper into myself and began to solve my own problems. I reflected on the problems that I had with my mindset, and I'm now sharing that with you to help you understand, and hopefully some part of this video connects with you to help you realize, okay, I need to make a change and I need to start pursuing more passionate and meaningful things in life, because you'll understand that that's going to bring you more fulfillment and happiness, and that's more important than anything, any money you can put on things. The money will come, because as you put out value into the world and create for human beings, money and value and status and all the things that you want anyway will naturally be reciprocated back to you. So look, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be dropping a lot more videos like this. I'm staying consistent, and I really want to touch as many people as possible. I'm going to keep this one short and brief. Peace. Hope you enjoyed it. Cheers. Coffee from Komodo Island. Yeah, boy.